Good evening. Good evening. Okay, thought the mic was not working at one point. This is a great evening. I'm Cynthia Anthony, and I have the awesome privilege of serving as interim president here at Shelton State Community College. I want to take this opportunity to welcome each of you to our Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society induction ceremony. This is one of the greatest events that I believe we have here at the college. Certainly we talked about graduation and honors and awards, but induction into Phi Theta Kappa is actually the highest academic honor that a community college student can achieve. So we are certainly proud of the students that will be inducted tonight. I do thank you for your support of these students. It does not come by accident that we have great students achieving great things. The support systems that they have enable them to do things that put them in those seats tonight. So we do thank you all for all of that. Again, I do say welcome. Thank you for being here to support our students and to support Shelton State Community College.
Good evening, my name is Amanda Harbison and I'm the Dean of Student Services at Shelton State. It is exciting to stand before such a wonderful group of men and women this evening to watch them be inducted into Phi Theta Kappa Society. Like Dr. Anthony said, it is the highest honor that we can bestow upon them, and I think it's important for them to realize and take time tonight to celebrate their accomplishments and for us to think about their dedication and the hard work it took for them to get here. And to thank their support systems, whoever they are. Take time tonight to thank them for helping you to achieve this goal. And as you move forward, reflect on everything the hard work that you had to get to this point and where it's going to take you into the future. I'm blessed every day to work with such wonderful students at Shelton State Community College and to be the Dean of Student Services. And I thank you guys for being leaders here on our campus and for being examples to all the students here. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
She is not a stranger to Shelton State Community College. She's taught English full-time for 30 years. She retired in 2000, and she's been teaching fall and spring at least 2 classes each semester ever since. She is the chairman of the Literacy Council of West Alabama, the secretary of the Moundville Library Board, a member of the Illumined Book Club. She's the leader of a Boys and Girls Club book club. She's also an active member of Moundville United Methodist Church, where she's taught the ladies Sunday school class for the last 12 years. She wanted it to be known that she loves reading, decorating, and gardening, but most of all, she loves teaching. Our speaker this evening, Ms. Brenda Ryan.
I have a water bottle here because I live out in the country and we have a lot of pollen, so I have a pollen voice right now. So I apologize for that. I am so excited to be here, and I want to thank you for asking me to be your speaker tonight, because this is a major night in your lives. As a former Phi Theta Kappa advisor, I can tell you this is an exclusive honor society. It's an internationally known honor society for community college students. And I think I might be right. I'm a former advisor, but it's true. I think that you can join Phi Theta Kappa, you can pay your dues, and then you can never show up again. Am I right in saying that? But that is such a loss if you do that. It's a loss for the organization, and it's a loss for you, because Phi Theta Kappa is a key that will open so many doors for you. There are 4 hallmarks for Phi Theta Kappa: scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship. And the purpose of Phi Theta Kappa is really based on those 4 hallmarks. Now, probably scholarship is the one that you're thinking about the most because your 3.5 got you into this organization. And I want you to understand that it's true that you now have a key to obtain scholarships to 4-year institutions. Phi Theta Kappa offers more than $37 million in transfer scholarships. I don't know if you've been reading, say, the Tuscaloosa News lately, but there's a little institution around here where the tuition is going up again. So when I'm talking about transfer scholarships, I know your parents are out there, this is major money that we're talking about. So you need to try to keep that average up, but it's just not having the 4 point alone. It's the 4.0 is not going to necessarily get you the scholarship because colleges are looking for service and leadership and fellowship items that are written on the resume. And so Phi Theta Kappa opens up all those opportunities and doors for you. I also want you to think of scholarship as a lifelong learning process. Reading, especially staying informed about the world, is the mark of an educated person. Never stop learning. Now, this is a statistic that I just found out, and I had to Google and make sure this was right. Knowledge doubles every 14 months. Did y'all know that? I didn't either. And at the beginning of the 1900s, knowledge doubled every century. So I don't know, maybe in the next 10 years it's going to be doubling every hour or something. I don't know, but it's pretty scary to me. But I do know there are so many things now that I learn from my students, because I have a couple of them here, and they, you know, I'm challenged a little bit with technology, and my students are so gracious to help me with that. But keep reading always. It's a lifelong learning process. I love the book To Kill a Mockingbird, so allow me to use a line from this book. Until I feared I would lose it, I never loved to read, just like one does not love breathing. You know, we take it for granted. So often we just take for granted the freedom to learn because we have all of these wonderful opportunities. And you know, I'm just wondering if there's anybody else that might have a quote about scholarship. Because Miss Ryan, you know, I know y'all get tired of listening to me. I'm more of a teacher than I am a speaker. So do we have we have a scholar, imagine this. And I bet it's the scholarship vice president. Would you come forward?
One quote is, "The best advice I ever got was that knowledge is power and to keep reading." That was said by David Bailey, an international photographer. And another one from Benjamin Franklin, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest."
Thank you. I gave them these quotes about 5 minutes ago, so if you're in Phi Theta Kappa, you have to be flexible and just ready to go. Another hallmark is service. Phi Theta Kappa will open so many opportunities for you to serve this West Alabama area. And I think we're going to be having a Phi Theta Kappa retreat at my barn with all that pollen pretty soon. And so I've been given permission to talk to you about my passion, which is literacy and the opportunities to eliminate illiteracy in West Alabama. I bet you don't have an idea of what the average illiteracy rate is in West Alabama. You better hold on to your chairs. It's 35%. 35% of the people in West Alabama cannot read at what we would call a functional reading rate. And so that affects medical literacy, it affects financial literacy, it affects all aspects of life. So I hope, Phi Theta Kappa members, that you will consider focusing on literacy as a service project, because it's a project that allows people, it empowers people to reach their full potential. You don't have to hunt or long to find areas in West Alabama where you can serve. You just need to look outside your door and down the street, and you will find that there are needs right here in West Alabama. Oh, gee, I'm wondering if there's somebody that might have some quotes about service. Oh, our service vice president has some quotes. Thank you so much.
Okay, my first quote is by Mahatma Gandhi, and it says, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." And my second quote is by Albert Einstein, and it says, "Only a life lived in the service to others is worth living." Thank you.
Leadership is also a Phi Theta Kappa hallmark. As you participate in Phi Theta Kappa, you will develop leadership skills of communication, teamwork, vision, and management. This leadership training is invaluable for your future work experience. Please take advantage of all of these leadership programs. We hear so much about the void of leadership in our society. And who will fill that void? You. You are the ones who will fill that void. Some of our best leadership advice, again, I'm going to turn to Kill a Mockingbird, comes from Atticus Finch. And he said, and this is one of my favorite quotes, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb inside his skin and walk around in it. Good leaders are effective because they're able to see different points of view. Life is about discovering who we are. Leadership is about striving to become better than we are and helping other people become better than they are." Do we have some quotes about leadership? Oh, we do? Okay.
Sam Rayburn once said, "You cannot be a leader and ask other people to follow you unless you know how to follow too." My second quote is by Bill Bradley. He once said that leadership is unlocking people's potential to become better.
Thank you. The final hallmark that I want to discuss is fellowship. And sponsors, advisors, do you know that it says lively fellowship? Now, I'm not sure exactly that the parents, I'm not going to be held responsible for this, but it does say lively fellowship. So when y'all get ready for a party or whatever, it needs to be lively because it says lively fellowship. And when we talk about those other three hallmarks, they become so much more fun when you tackle academic concepts, service projects, and leadership challenges with your friends. The friendships that you're going to make with your fellow Phi Theta Kappa members, I hope will become lifelong friendships. Fellowship helps you balance your lives. So enjoy your new friends and the relationships, which I hope will be long-lasting. And I know we have some fellowship quotes.
Laurie Colwin, who is a world-renowned cooking expert, should know as well as anyone that without food, we will die. Without fellowship, life is not worth living. And also, one of my personal heroes, C.S. Lewis, said, "The next best thing to being wise, oneself, is to live in a circle of those who are."
So you're surrounding yourself now with wise people. Now, I don't know exactly how long I have. Do I have a few more minutes? Okay, I want to preach to you just a little bit. And I like projects. So this might be a project for you too. I've written a pledge, and I'm going to give it to you at the end, but not now, because if I give it to you now, every school teacher knows you read it and you won't listen to what I have to say. And some of these pledges are going to seem to be a little old-fashioned to you. I'm looking in the right direction. There they all are. Okay. These are going to seem to be a little old-fashioned to you. You're going to roll your eyes and you're going to say, "Oh, Miss Ryan," but just remember these three things, because I'm going to say them over and over again. I'm going to walk over here because I think you can. 1, I'm older than you are. 2, I'm wiser than you are. And 3, and this is a line taken from Fried Green Tomatoes, I have better insurance than you. pledge to budget my time more wisely. Now, as a teacher, I will tell you that what separates the A students from the B students or the C students, and sometimes even the F students, is not necessarily what's up here, but it's time management. And when you become a college student, all of a sudden you don't have to be in class from 8 to 3. And I know a lot of you are working students too, and sometimes you bite off more than you can really handle. But time management is what makes an A student, I guarantee you. It's time management. I don't care how you do it, whether it's a chart, if you want to put it on your phone, put a chart on your wall, have a date book, but you need to have good time management so that you know if you've got a test on Monday, you cannot party all weekend. You can't do it. You just have to be careful about that. Okay, now this one is very particular to me. I pledge not to litter, and to pick up litter around buildings that are meaningful to me, like my church, my school, or my house. Just let that sink in. I know it sounds pretty, old-fashioned, but it's true. I pledge to dress and speak appropriately. Now, I know you probably think I'm going to talk to you about dressing like, don't wear low-cut blouses and that sort of thing. But as a school teacher, here's something I want to talk to you about. If it's 32 degrees outside, please don't wear flip-flops. You are going to be sick and miss my class the next week. I'm serious. Is it not? Where are the others? Is it not true? Yes. I know you're rolling your eyes, but remember 3 things. I'm older, I'm wiser, and I have better insurance. I know what I'm talking about. So there are these things called coats, and you may wear a coat in the wintertime. Your parents probably have coats that they have purchased for you. But for some reason, this generation does not like to wear coats, do they? They just don't wear coats. So take care of yourself. Speak appropriately. The more you say things like had, went, or ain't, or a curse word, the more easily it will come out of your mouth at the wrong time. So be careful about that. Now this one's very serious. I pledge never to drive after drinking, and if possible, never to let others drive after drinking. Now that's a serious one. We're talking about life and death here. Do not drive after drinking, and if possible, do not let your friends drive after they've been drinking. All right, now I'm going to hit you hard with one. I pledge to vote in local, state, and national elections, and my vote needs to be an informed vote. Now, some of you are saying you're sick of politics. Probably some people behind me are saying they're sick of politics. But I'm going to tell you something that my civics teacher told our class in high school, Miss Ola Mills. She said, and y'all will have chills when you hear this, if you don't vote, it's worse than burning the flag. That's pretty sobering, isn't it? And she said, people that are in the military are fighting and dying for your right to vote. The flag is a symbol. It's a piece of cloth that's a symbol. But what they're fighting for, basically, and dying for sometimes, is your right to vote, because that's the basis of our democracy. And I said not just national, but local, state, and national. And the heavy part of that is that your vote needs to be an informed vote. I pledge to take care of my body. Just let me tell you something right now. It's going to tear up on you before you know it, okay? It is probably tearing up right now as we speak, and you just don't realize it. Am I right? Okay, you see, it is going to tear up and wear out before you know it, so take good care of it. Now this one's heavy. I pledge to speak out if there's any hint of bullying, whether it be emotional or physical. I pledge to speak out if there's any hint of sexual abuse to somebody that I know. I pledge never to use a handicapped parking space unless I am handicapped. It's not the vehicle that's handicapped, doggone it, it's the person. Are y'all with me? I'm so tired of seeing young people jump out of a van that has a handicap sticker. I guess it's their grandmothers or their granddaddies. Don't do that. That to me is not ethical. If you're handicapped, yes, you may use it. Otherwise, I don't care if it's got a sticker or not. You go park in a regular place. And never pull up at the entrance of a public building and block that entrance. There are people like me that need to park close. Why? Yes. So don't do that. Okay, your parents are going to appreciate this. I pledge to be very careful about what I put on Facebook. Unless my grandmother would enjoy reading or seeing this post, it is probably not wise. Do I get some amens from some parents out there? Yes. I pledge to speak up when racial slurs or gender slurs or age slurs are made. Being silent is not enough. That's not the right choice. All right, now listen to this one. I pledge never to complain about older people driving slowly or not catching on quickly to our changing technology. This will come back to haunt you. I pledge to take my eyes away from the phone as I walk down the hall at Shelton, make eye contact with people, and even smile. Life would be so much more interesting. I think you're going to hurt yourself. As you walk down the hall and you're looking at the phone, there's no eye contact with anybody else, and there's certainly no smiles. So and also, make a little pledge to yourself that you're going to be away from that thing for a certain amount of time. Maybe a day is going to be too much at first, but maybe a week, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I don't know. Just kind of decide what you can do, but you don't need to be attached 24/7. Instructors would love this. I pledge to ask questions in class. Everybody else has the same question. They're just sitting there like a stump and they're thinking, oh, I don't understand what Ms. Ryan's saying. Finally, somebody's willing to ask a question and everybody else is saying, thank goodness she asked that question because I didn't know either. And instructors like it. We like it when you ask questions. So ask questions. All right, now we'll go back to the driving again. I pledge not to speed. I pledge not to speed. I pledge to read more and to read a book to a child whenever possible. I pledge not to make people wait on me. Now, you all think you have all the time in the world. There are some of us here who do not have all that much time left. I mean, we don't. I hope we have many years, but we don't have as much as you all have. So when we have to wait on you, it's kind of like saying our time's not valuable, but yours is. And this all goes back to time management. Now, I know, again, y'all are rolling your eyes, but remember, I'm older, I'm wiser, and I've got better insurance. That's exactly right. I pledge to develop a good work ethic. And that means going to work and getting there on time and staying the full day. And here's a little announcement for you. Instructors consider going to school a job. So when you come to my class, be there on time and be there every day. It's like a job. It's good job training. And so that, I know you might have to really meditate on that one a little bit, but that's a good one. I pledge to create a balance in my life. Too much fellowship, that's not going to get you through Shelton. But guess what? Too much focus on the academics without some fun time is going to turn you into maybe a cranky person. So you've got to be careful about that. I want you to pledge to do something every week to make this world a better place. It can be smiling at somebody, it can be picking up some trash, it can be planting a tree or a bush, it can be doing something for relatives, but at least once a week, do something to make this world a better place. And the last thing that I have written down, I'm almost finished, I pledge to write a handwritten note to my mother or grandmother on Mother's Day. Now, I know some of you are saying, Miss Ryan, this is during finals. I don't have time to go out and get a card. Problem solved. Okay, where are those cards? Where are my people okay. We are giving you a card right now. You have no excuse. And you're also going to get a copy of the pledge so you can look, and there's some other things that were down there. The mothers and the grandmothers are smiling right now. Now here's a little tip when you write this card. Please don't just say or only say, I love you so much. Write something specific on there, like you make the best caramel cake I've ever tasted in my life. Or thank you for paying my tuition last semester. Or thank you for paying that bill so that my car can get to, or buying those new tires for my car. Write down something specific, but you have no excuse. So here are your cards, and there's some witnesses out here, some mothers and some grandmothers who will know that there. Do I have a card for everybody? I think we'll have one for our members up here too. So again, let me say, this is a possible project. I could see you tweaking this, adding things to it, taking things away, and it could go viral. See, I kind of do know the language a little bit. A little bit. You could have this sent out to other chapters, and it could be a project where everybody takes this pledge. Phi Theta Kappa members take this pledge. And again, you might think some of the things are a little bit silly, but I think you really need to think about them because I am older, I'm wiser, and I have better insurance. Congratulations tonight.
Mrs. Ryan, thank you so very much for being with us this evening. Your service to Shelton State and Phi Theta Kappa is truly an example for us to emulate. We've heard numerous stories from Dr. Wyndham about the impact Phi Theta Kappa made in his life and that you were a part of helping to make his dreams a reality. We recognize that you helped lay the foundation upon which we now stand, and for that, the administration, chapter officers, students, and advisors are truly grateful. So thank you very much. Dr. Anthony, deans, advisors, and fellow Phi Theta Kappa members, I am pleased to present to you these candidates for membership in our honor society. These students have fulfilled all requirements for membership and have been selected because they have chosen scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship as their hallmarks. I recommend them for formal acceptance into the Alpha Epsilon Iota chapter of Phi Theta Kappa.
How about we give Kate a round of applause? You are about to be inducted into a scholarly fellowship which embraces community colleges around the world. This fellowship is Phi Theta Kappa, and your chapter is Alpha Epsilon Iota. After induction, you will find among the members and the officers an atmosphere of scholarship to which you must give yourselves in order that the organization may become meaningful to you and benefit you as you continue your educational goals and career goals.
Hang on. 100 years ago, Ella Wheeler Wilcox penned the following lines. One ship sails east and another west, by the self-same winds that blow. 'Tis the set of the sails and not the gales that tells the way we go. Like the winds of the sea are the waves of time as we journey along through life. 'Tis the set of the soul that determines the goal and not the calm or the strife. Her words speak to each of us. You have been chosen to tilt yourselves toward academic excellence, even at times of discouragement and when obstacles stand in your way. However, it is more than your intellect and reasoning at work. As she notes, you have set your soul on determining your goal. Phi Theta Kappa hopes to harness that passion to match it to your academic and career endeavors, and to provide you with programs and services whereby you can not only achieve great things, but can also serve others. Thank you.
Miss Ryan, I believe that pollen from your barn. I have in my hand a torch, symbolic of knowledge, which is the servant of wisdom that dwells with prudence and leads in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment. With such a light, as in the age of reason, we as Phi Theta Kappas do not simply study and discuss the world, we strive to make it better.
I have the white rose typifying purity and beauty of life, with its white buds signifying intellectual associations. The purpose of Phi Theta Kappa shall be to recognize and encourage scholarship among two-year college students. To achieve this purpose, Phi Theta Kappa shall provide opportunities for the development of leadership and service, for an intellectual climate, for exchange of ideas and ideals, for lively fellowship for scholars, and for stimulation of interest in continuing academic excellence. Thank you.
On the front of the tablecloth is the emblem of Phi Theta Kappa. It consists of a golden slab keyed at the top and bottom. The golden field, like the shield of our coat of arms, refers to the golden opportunities that abound on every hand for society folk to evidence their culture and perform good works. Since gold is the most noble of metals, it shall have a further significance to our society, for it shall represent the nobility attained by those who achieve intellectual leadership. Across the slab, you will observe a black band. It represents the three ideals of which bind us together, and the cultural self-control which is necessary for the foundation for true wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Shining through the black enamel background are the three Greek letters, which are the initials of the Greek words, meaning wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Behind the band is a wreath on the one side composed of oak leaves and on the other laurel. The oak leaves stand for stability and strength of character, as symbolized by the sturdy oak. The graceful curling leaves of the laurel signify achievement and success, all attributes of members in our honor society. Above the band is the representation of the head of Athena, a symbol of learning. In the base appear the Greek letters meaning light, the light of knowledge and learning, the common ideal for members of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. This badge stands as a symbol for the high idealism of our organization and membership in our select group.
You have studied the Constitution of this organization, the purpose of which is to foster a spirit of devotion to study and to scholarly ideals amongst its members, and whose principles are embedded in the Greek letters, which again stand for wisdom, purity, and aspiration. Now that the standards and ideals of this organization have been fully revealed to you, you come to complete the pledge which admits you into complete fellowship. Will the inductees please stand? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly promise. On this 21st day of April 2016. To uphold the standards of Phi Theta Kappa. And to keep this object and aim in mind. And I do solemnly pledge allegiance. To my fellow members. And promise to aid them. In all worthy endeavors. You may be seated.
Good evening, I'm Joy Jones. I'm Dean of Instruction and Workforce Development here at Shelton. And I will have to say that Phi Theta Kappa induction ceremony is always one of my most favorite events during the school year. As the Dean of Instruction, certainly these students have worked very hard, and I'm so proud to have this opportunity to be here tonight to honor them. I realize the amount of work that has gone into you being able to be here tonight, and it's just an honor and a pleasure to have you here as students at Shelton State. Will the candidates for induction please take their position? As each new member's name is called, please approach the induction table and sign the chapter record book in the designated place, then return to the opposite end of your row. In signing this book, your name is entered into the annals of the Alpha Epsilon Iota chapter. Your name will be linked with doctors, lawyers, accountants, nurses, teachers, deans, and countless others who work to make a difference in the lives of others. Andrew Strong. Matthew Marshall. Jenna Lawrence. Courtney Franklin. Zachary Hicks. Nicole Martin. April Blackwell. Savannah Hodge. Haley Bean. Christopher Carpenter. Ethan Crocker. Rashad Hassan. Taylor Hayward. Courtney Lawrence. Kayla Lawson. Grayson LeGrone. Maldonado Chavez. Mia McConnell. Amanda Mohan. Alicia Pruitt. Casey Robertson. Casey Dickerson. Christina Williamson. Chantre Wilson. Congratulations to all of you.
As the silent chapter advisor, the one that you will always see emails from is him. You only see me on the research part, so you may hate me, but that's okay. It is my pleasure to welcome you into the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and the lively fellowship of scholars and awards. I salute you for your accomplishments, and I charge you to explore all ways for truth and to dedicate yourselves to the cultivation of the well-reasoned life, which is a prelude to service and honor. Congratulations. At this time, we will transition and install the 2016-2017 officers for the chapter. These students were selected by a committee of their peers and will serve a one-year term, taking various leadership roles. They will strive to serve our school and community through a variety of service projects. They will work with administrators on their college project and complete a research-based honors and action project, both furthering their development as servant leaders, all while fellowshipping, again, with one another. These are volunteer student leaders seeking to make our school and community a better place.
Will the 2016-2017 officers please take their position? Established in 1978 and has, over its 38-year history, been dedicated to the four hallmarks: focus on leadership development, encourage academic excellence, and maintain an humble spirit of service toward and for our peers, college, and community. As leaders of our chapter, that past is your prologue. Andrew Strong, Alyssa Bracknell, Brooke Roddenberry, Matthew Marshall, Jenna Lawrence, Courtney Franklin, Zach Hicks, Nicole Martin, Savannah Hodge, and April Blackwell. You are charged with the responsibility of learning the duties of your office and executing those duties to the best of your ability. Will the outgoing officers please take their positions? office of which you are now entrusted. Wear them with pride and duty. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly promise. To fulfill to the best of my ability. My duties as an officer. Of the Alpha Epsilon Iota chapter. Of Phi Theta Kappa. You are duly recognized as the new executive officers of Alpha Epsilon Iota chapter Phi Theta Kappa. In addition to the executive officers, 4 members have been named to an advisory council. If Rebecca Dover, Michael Bailey, Zach Lee, or Courtney Ward are here, please stand. While it will take the entire chapter to be successful, these 14 students are the core leadership team. We pledge your support of the members to this chapter to you. Congratulations.
Before the outgoing officers take their seat, I'll ask them to please step to the front. I'd like to take a moment and say that they have served admirably. Together, we've laughed and cried and struggled and succeeded together. They have been dedicated to each other, to the college, while all pursuing individual academic excellence. I want each of you to know just how very much you've meant to me, how proud I am of what you've accomplished, and of the people you are, and of the great things I know you're going to do. These student leaders are great examples to follow. I'm talking to you guys over there. Our president, Danielle Allen, is a pre-med major and is headed to Mississippi State University on scholarship. Vice presidents of leadership and scholarship, Ashley Bridgman and Kate Nafe, have full tuition scholarships to the University of Alabama. Ashley will be studying business and Kate elementary education. Kate has also been recently named an All-Alabama Academic Team member. Vice President of Service, our college project and honors and action coordinators, Sarah Powers, Samantha Beard, and Brooke Rodenberry will all be returning to Shelton next year. Sarah's applying to our nursing program. Samantha will be completing core curriculum classes before transferring and pursuing her degree in health and medicine. And Brooke, in addition to completing her wellness instructor certificate, will also be completing core curriculum classes toward her degree in elementary education. Blake Averett, our Vice President of Membership, is also a scholarship recipient and will be matriculating to the capstone, pursuing a degree in business, along with Vice President of Service, Ty Sparks, who will also be going to the university. Ty was also one of the chapter representatives at the International Convention in Washington, D.C. just a few weeks ago. 5 of these officers also served as ambassadors here at the college, the official host and hostesses. And Ms. Ron, if I'm correct, I believe that 5 of them also were applicants for the Leo Summit Award. Additionally, in the 3 semesters under their leadership, our chapter doubled the international average of membership acceptance for Phi Theta Kappa. In part because of their service, our chapter is looked upon at an international level as growing and as an emerging chapter. Their hard work was also applauded at the regional level as they were known and designated as a distinguished officer team. These young men are indeed examples to follow, men and women are examples to follow. The girls would kill me. To each of you, it's been a privilege. I'll ask the incoming officers, if they will, to help me with the presentation at this time. As a token of your service to Shelton State, to Phi Theta Kappa, and the Alpha Epsilon Iota chapter, we would like to recognize you with these key medallions for you to wear at your graduation ceremony. Wear them with pride and our thanks. And Dr. Anthony, at some point in the next few semesters, they will all be graduates. Please help me in thanking these student leaders for their outstanding service. As they take their seats, as you can tell, it does take a village to run a Phi Theta Kappa chapter, from processing paperwork to running eligibility reports and scheduling meetings and attending workshops and helping students reach their goals. These poor guys must feel like they're on a march of something terrible. What did I get myself into? But I would like to say thank you to the administration for your continued support for what we do here at Shelton State. And you can get a sense from Ms. Ryan's speech of why I had no recourse except to succeed. She was one of my mothers when I was here. These students will tell you that I am the one that bombards them with emails and group me messages and Facebook posts and this, that, and the other. But the truth is I can't do it alone. I really can't. 3 weeks ago at our international convention in Washington, D.C., 15 advisors were acknowledged as recipients of a Paragon Award for new advisors. One of these is our own, Ms. Shawanda Moore. There are 1,285 chapters of Phi Theta Kappa, each with an average of 2 advisors. The average tenure of an advisor is 3 years. Thus, being named a Paragon Award winner as a new advisor is quite an accomplishment. Ms. Moore was unable to go to Washington to accept her award in person, and I can already feel the stab of her eyes in my back. But she's going to come forward at this time and be acknowledged and recognized for receiving a Paragon Award for a new advisor. It's a love-hate relationship. She hates me when I surprise her like that. Inductees, tonight you have made a pledge to yourself and your fellow members to uphold the standards of Phi Theta Kappa and of our chapter. Alpha Epsilon Iota is indeed an active, lively chapter, attaining the highest distinction available within the organization, that of being named a 5-star chapter. And I usually pause at this time and say, it takes a lot of work to get to 5-star level. What they don't know is that's the minimum that we do. You run a march of individual achievement. To that, Phi Theta Kappa will couple leadership development, offer soft skills training through our Competitive Edge program, and welcomes you into a community of scholars where you will meet friends for life. This is your chapter. It's driven by your scholarly pursuits, your passions for success, heart for service, and sense of social justice. I salute you for your accomplishment. It's my pleasure to welcome you to Phi Theta Kappa and the lively fellowship it offers. But I charge you with helping our chapter meet and make its unofficial motto a reality. We are good, smart people at a great college who can do amazing things. To your friends and family, we appreciate you joining us tonight. We know that you must be so very proud, and you should be. This concludes our program. You're more than welcome to come on stage and take pictures. There's also a photo backdrop in the lobby of the theater. Again, thank you. Let us now go forth and do good works. You're dismissed.